It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good afternoon and welcome to a special broadcast of travel and cruise industry news on this, what is today? The 30th day of September. Wow, thankfully this month is going to be gone. Ian's going to be gone. We just had landfall for the third and final time on Hurricane Ian. It was at 2:05 this afternoon in Georgetown, South Carolina, which is a little bit south of Myrtle Beach. The basic tract of the storm ticked a little bit to the north and east, which brought it further north on the coast from where we actually thought it was going to come ashore. It was actually, I thought, closer to Charleston, but it was actually closer to Myrtle Beach. For the next hour or so, of course, that part of the world is getting pounded, although it's just a Category 1 storm, but it's still a storm with a tremendous, huge wind field, a tremendous tropical force wind field, storm surge in both directions, to the south side of it and the north side of it. It's going to be a massive rain event through South Carolina up into the central part of North Carolina. And unfortunately, as of right shortly after I got off my broadcast today, I'm right in the center of the cone of uncertainty now for where it's supposed to go tomorrow. We've already started getting some rain, the way outer bands. It's been raining a little bit here. I thought we were going to get a pretty heavy band coming through here, but that kind of missed us here at the farm. So we didn't have the first really rush of hard rain and wind that blew through pretty nearby. So anyway, you guys down in South Carolina now, stay safe. Mind what the people are telling you. I hope by all means now you will listen to them. Hopefully you're not going to be losing power, but there's, I don't know, some 170,000 people now without power in South Carolina. And it's going to move on. But hopefully, we hope that within, let's say, an hour of this heavy pounding, it's the center, at least, section is going to start weakening. It's moving off at a pretty good clip. I think the last numbers I saw was around 15 miles an hour, which is a good thing. But it's just hope for that it's going to weaken quickly. Of course, that's still not going to stop the areas of central North Carolina and up into Virginia from getting the heavy rain and wind from it. Of course, we're not going to be involved in the storm surge like they are at the coast, which is a good thing. Let's see, pull up the latest numbers on Ian. This was actually just right about at landfall. It was about 55 miles east-northeast of Charleston. Maximum sustained winds are still been holding right at 85 miles an hour for a good bit of time now. Present movement is to the north at 15 miles an hour. Minimum pressure is 977. Of course, there's still all the storm surge warnings, tropical storm warnings, hurricane warnings, hurricane watches are all still in effect that I went over earlier. Not much has changed in the way of them. Ian is moving toward the north at 15, forecast to turn north-northwest by tonight, and will move inland across eastern South Carolina and central North Carolina tonight and tomorrow. Ian should weaken rapidly after landfall soon and transition into post-tropical cyclone overnight. And Ian should dissipate over western North Carolina or Virginia late Saturday. So if we make it through Saturday, folks, we're done with this sucker. Can't happen too soon. So, Katie, how are you doing down in you're north of Orlando a little bit at your sister's? Nikki's with us in Jacksonville. Hi, Nick. So, Nikki, it still stayed somewhat on the good side in Jacksonville. I heard some reports this morning that there was some pretty strong storm surge on the back end of this in the Jacksonville area. Yeah, go away, Ian. I agree. I'll be glad to see it gone. So I'm, it's still looking like I'm going to get a little here. So, well, I'm getting a little now, but I mean, it's not nothing other than like a rain shower right now. Anyway, Nikki, how was that storm surge report from this morning? Katie says it's a beautiful sunny day down in Orlando. Yeah, that's once it gets gone, then the weather's nice. Thankfully. So this has not been a pleasant several weeks for the tropics. We were lucky and went through the summer months and August with virtually no problems whatsoever. And we got to September and all hell broke loose. So anyway, I promise you I would come live as soon as I saw something major happening. And of course, I will continue monitoring things through the evening and tomorrow. And of course, if we get as much rain as they say we could get here, I'll probably have to go let some water out of the pool in the middle of all this, but that's okay. I don't mind getting wet. Won't be the first time. So Nikki says we got nothing. We're about 7 or 8 miles from the beach. Very little impact. Very good. And I'm certainly glad. Somebody asked me earlier if I'd heard anything about Gainesville. I didn't hear a word about Gainesville. Don't even know if they had any rain. So, that just wasn't in my radar, and I couldn't answer it. I had no idea what had happened in Gainesville. Nothing that I knew of, so it couldn't have been too bad. But anyway, all right, you guys in South Carolina, North Carolina, all of Amanda's friends at the zoo. I know you guys are readying for the worst. Of course, that far south of me, you could already be getting some pretty healthy rain there in Asheboro. Amanda worked at the zoo for 19 years as a zookeeper, so she still has lots of friends down there. And she was talking to me at breakfast this morning about what all they had to go through when, a storm like this was approaching that area. But all right, guys, just wanted to get this done. So that's going to wrap me up for today. I'll be back if anything major happens between now and whenever. So as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas and with some better weather too. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.